Hello, 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 everybody. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space, and today we have Brenda on with Imagine with Me, Shamanic Journeys. So, welcome. How are you?
Hi, Terry. I am so super happy to be here today. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you're here. And I wanted to bring Brenda on because I'll catch her shows every now and then. And you've been pulling cards for people and helping people. And the way that you do it has such a soft, intuitive light around it. But I feel like it's so uplifting for everybody. So, yeah, it's a joy. It's a joy to have you on. So, an honor.
Yeah,
So,
it's meant to be uplifting, so I'm glad to hear that.
well, good, good. So I hope everybody can hear us okay. Debbie, Three Shifting Veils, love and light to you too. Ganitra, hello, beautiful. Thank you guys for the support. It means a lot, she's saying. That's lovely. Ganitra, are you named after the Gayatri mantra? I don't know why, but when I see your name, that's what I think of is that Gayatri mantra, which is one of my favorite mantras. Um, Judy, hello. Gina M, hello, beautiful. Blessings, Fatima. Good to see you. Debbie, Three Shifting Veils. And Deanne, how are you doing? Deanne, I saw a beautiful um, coin purse the other day and it had your eye on it. And it was just, I was like, oh my God, that is so Deanne. Anyway, I did not buy it. I don't know where it is. T-Boy 503, how are you today? Good to see you. Hey, Ness, what's up? Yeah, and Liz is here. Oh, good. We got a good crowd in. So thanks everybody for being here. Um, and like I said, I wanted to have, oh, thanks, Ness. She says, what a lovely duet. Right? Yeah. So everybody's met Brenda, I think, in the tribe. She's there every morning just about. And I love seeing you when you're pulling cards for people and doing your shamanic journeys. So, do you want to talk to us about how that came about and when were you seeing these as a child or spirit or feeling it, or when did that come about for you?
Sure, I love to talk about that. I grew up in a Lutheran parochial school. I went to parochial school till I was in the eighth grade. And then when I was married, my husband was a Southern Baptist, so I dutifully became a Southern Baptist. That was the bane of my mom's existence for the rest of her life. She considered it to be one of the worst things that ever happened to her that her Lutheran daughter was a
Oh,
Southern Baptist. So sorry, Mom, I did that to you. But I got divorced when I was 50, and I went through a dark night of the soul. And at that point, I was free to let go of religion if I wanted to. I was free to do what I wanted to do, not what somebody else wanted me to do. And
yeah,
when you're in religious groups like that, you really get totally brainwashed. And I can see how people are brainwashed. And
yeah.
so I was able to start letting that go. And then the day came one day when I was wanting to pray for a loved one who I felt like needed help. And they were staying with me for a while and they were asleep in the room next to my living room. And I knew they wouldn't let me pray over them. So I put my hand on the wall, knowing that their head was probably on the other side of the wall. And
Wow.
I prayed so deeply and so emotionally for them. And you guys, my hand went zzz on the wall. Electricity went through my hand into the wall. And man, I was shocked. Never had that experience before. And then for some reason, even though I'd always believed in God, for some reason that just made me say, well, now I know that God is real. And that's what that meant for me at that time. And then all those years of having to believe in Jesus, I was able to admit that I didn't know who Jesus was And I said, well, now I want to know who Jesus is. And then it wasn't much longer after that where the Course in Miracles appeared to me, of course, online. And I started reading that. And then the Course in Miracles is what brought me to waking up. And when I started reading that, I just started having all kinds of experiences. And I was talking to the ceiling all the time and going to sleep hugging that book. And the Course in Miracles isn't for everyone. But it is a path for some of us. There's just many paths back to God. There's not just one. So it doesn't matter to me what your path back to God is, whatever is right for you. But that is one reason why Jesus is a big part of my life, because of the Course in Miracles and how he woke me up with that. And so I call him Yeshua now. I call him by his real name, not the English word. And then things just started progressing from there. I started having some psychic experiences after that, which I'd never had before, and awesome dreams that were just answering the question I'd asked that day. And I was just amazed. And I'm still, I was like 61 something when that happened. So I'm new to this world. I'm 72, but I'm just a baby in this world. And I'm
Wow.
still learning and learning. And
Yeah.
I'm just always asking, I want the rest of my life to be magical and mystical. And I'll just tell Spirit, bring it on. I want to have more.
I love that. I love that. Number one, 72, excuse me. No way. You look like you're at least 10 years younger, minimum. But I think spirituality does that sometimes. A lot of meditation, doesn't it?
Mm,
That it does relax everything.
yeah.
Um, yeah. And when you were talking about putting your hand on the wall, anybody else get a big download? It was like I could just feel that energy of
Oh,
putting the hand on the wall, and you
that,
knew that somebody's head was there, like their crown chakra. Yeah,
yes.
magical and mystical, right, Judy? Yeah, really really beautiful. Debbie says, "When we stop learning, we stop living." I love that. Yeah, curiosity. Curiosity is definitely a sacred art.
Uh-huh.
Um, ah, blessings, Fatima.
Thanks, Fatima.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we're always learning, aren't we? Well, I love that, that you got to the Course in Miracles. I haven't done a lot of work with it. I bought the book. Like a lot of books, it's sitting on my bookshelf. Funny thing, when my husband passed away, and that was a dark night of the soul, another dark night of the soul. I had a hard time reading, coming back to that, just sitting with something, with a
Uh-huh.
book.
Uh-huh.
Um, Oh, Deanne, we are taking questions, you guys. So, and we are going to pull some cards because if you haven't seen Brenda pull cards yet for people on her show, I want you to make sure that you do on this show because she is incredible. Um, A Course in Miracles, I really love. I have a lot of teachers that I follow that work with it, and number one is Marianne Williamson
Yes.
is a huge proponent in the Course of Miracles and
Yes.
teaches it. And she's Jewish, but she quotes Yeshua quite often. And I
She,
am completely in love with her.
yeah, she's connected.
Yeah, she really is. And if you ever see her give a speech or talk, not when she's on TV, perhaps running for president, but when she's in a room of like-minded individuals, she's electric. I mean, her whole body, when you see her hands move, you know that she is in spirit and how
Wow.
she's talking.
Wow. I
Yeah,
haven't seen that.
yeah. She's amazing. Anyway, so you you started on this path from being Lutheran to Southern Baptist. My late husband was Southern Baptist too.
Mhm.
And I know it's a big deal. Like it was a big deal for my husband's family for him to have married a Catholic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was probably glad I married a Baptist instead of a Catholic because that would have just been way too far out.
Yeah. And, isn't it funny when you're a kid and you grow up and you're surrounded by like-minded people and we had friends that were evangelical and all Southern Baptist and all sorts of things. But I never thought twice about being a Catholic. And then later on, as I got older, and people would be like, "Oh, she's a Catholic," and
Yeah,
I was like, "Really?
they
Yeah,
do.
we can be so secular, can't we?"
And it's so funny because Lutherans and Catholics aren't really that far apart.
Nah.
But yeah, that's the way of the world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I went through a dark night of the soul with my divorce. So
Sure.
I think a lot of times that leads us into this kind of a path, probably.
Yeah. Complete reset, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
It,
also think that sometimes we don't give people that go through a divorce the grief or allow them the grief, like, because it is like losing. You have lost your spouse.
it is. It
You
is.
have lost that union, and whether you were married or it was a partner or whatever it was, or a husband or a wife, it's like, um, yeah, it's a huge loss,
It
and it's
is.
losing your identity.
Right. A lot of your identity. You lose your marriage, you lose your friends, you lose your house, you lose, you know, it's just a total change. And so I didn't have any of the friends I used to have. And I was ready to move on for some reason. And I don't know, maybe spirit was leading me to do that. But I was alone for quite a while. And I kind of like to be alone. I'm still alone now. My second husband passed away. And I like to be alone. And I grew up kind of alone. And people will say something about, oh, I'm so alone. And I'm like, I love it. I can talk to the ceiling all day long if I want to, and nobody tells me to stop it.
Yeah, yeah. Judy says, two dark nights of the soul, your husband and your son. I'm so sorry, Judy. Yeah, all religions do have a lot of similarities, don't they, Fatima? And it's interesting that what I like the most, because I went in and out of Catholicism and Buddhism and being going to unity and whatnot, I like the community. That was my favorite part. But besides the ceremonies, love the ceremonies, love them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, so let's go on from here. You went on the shamanic journeys.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
only started less than a year ago. But I had, at first, the first several years, probably 7 years after I woke up, I didn't really know what was going on and didn't know what to make of it. I knew I had some psychic experiences, but I just didn't really understand what was happening. But think about 3 years ago, I started, because I was in one of the psychics that we watch on YouTube, I was in her group in Patreon, and she recommended that every morning we make a habit of sitting down and reading our cards and then writing them down in a journal what the cards were for that day. And then you can go back and look at it over time and see how maybe it's telling a story. And you might be able to see, what that really meant as later on when you look back at it. And so I
mhm.
started doing that, and then that led to journaling. And then I read the autobiography of a yogi from Paramahansa Yogananda,
One of
and
my
that,
favorites.
oh, me too. That
Yeah.
just grabbed me. I was just in love with him then after I read that book. And I had some contact with him. One day I was out in the patio reading in that book, and I was telling them, "You are so intelligent, and I'm not as educated as you were, and I just feel like a worm compared to you." And then I heard him say, "A worm turning into a butterfly." And so that was so sweet. And I can't forget that. And so he's special in my heart too. And one other time during meditation, I started being a regular meditator every morning. And one other time during meditation, see, I'm into telling my magical, mystical stories. I love
Yeah,
to.
I love it. I love it. That's what we want to hear, right, guys?
But
Yeah,
I want to hear
definitely.
everybody else's too.
Yeah.
But I was in meditation one morning. In fact, he must have woke me up at 4:30 because I never get up at 4:30. And so I woke up and I went and sat down in my chair, and my hands went up to my chin like this, and it lifted my head up like that. And I didn't do that. My hands did that. So I think that was him. Because if I would wanted to lift my head up, I would have just lifted my head up. I didn't need my hands to do it. So now
Wow.
when I'm meditating, I try to remember to put my shoulders back and lift my head up. I sit very still and sit very quiet, and I get a lot out of it. I love the silent meditation. But then I got a little off track there, didn't I? Let me get back
No,
on.
it's okay. It's okay. The journey.
Yeah, the journey. Let me get back
Mhm.
on track. So I started in that way, a few years ago, and then um, I have been learning and growing and getting stronger in the spiritual abilities, and which, by the way, I understand that everyone has spiritual abilities. And there's a couple of pages in the course where it explains that everyone has that. It's just inherent in us. And you can bring it forth if you want to work on that. Sometimes it happens spontaneously, but you can also work on it intentionally. But anyway, everyone can do that. But I was in this spiritual practice daily. And when you do that, it really starts moving you ahead
Yeah.
faster and faster when you're
Yeah.
dedicated to it. And so I think it was last November. So I haven't been doing the shamanic journeys all that long. And I'm looking forward to getting more experience. But I had a loved one who was having trouble at work with people that were being mean to her, picking on her, causing her trouble. And I wanted to help her. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was, after my meditation, I was sitting there in my morning spiritual practice. I said, "My dear guides and angels, I ask that you'd gather around me at this time, and I'd ask that you'd join with me and that you'd lead and guide me for healing for this loved one." And I said, "Please hold my hands." And I thought the angels were holding my hands. And of course, our guardian angel has always got our back. And
Yeah.
I just felt like there was a group around me. And so I just kept saying, "Please lead and guide me. Please show me, tell me. I don't know what to do. Please show me and tell me." And we went through this thing where I visualized her in a meditation position and visualizing her energy body and her aura around her. And angels came and put their hands on her aura and smoothed it. And it was kind of rough, and they smoothed it down. And there were some holes that they covered up and sealed. And then a little later, there was some kind of little wiggly worms in her aura somewhere. And the angels started picking them out and throwing them to Mother Gaia for Mother Gaia to deal with them.
Oh,
And I think
wow.
they were the aggravating things in her life that were getting to her. And so
Yeah.
things like that happen in the journeys. There's stuff like that comes up. But that's what we did for her that day. And then it was done. And later on, she told me that those people that had been bothering her um, got transferred or something. I don't recall exactly, but they were gone.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I've just continued in that way. Oh, and this is the most important part, almost forgot. During that, when we first got started, before we went into her energy, a male voice in spirit spoke real strong, and I heard him say, "Shamanic Journey." And wow, wow, okay. And so I didn't announce that I was now a shaman and doing shamanic journey. Spirit told me I was doing shamanic journey. So I don't feel, I'm pretty certain that I don't need to go take any classes because I don't feel like I'm the shaman. I feel like I'm the facilitator, and I'm pretty sure that they just want me to follow their lead and that I don't have to go work on it in other ways as long as I'm open to doing what they're showing me and telling me that that's my process for me.
I love that. I love that. I'm just going to pull this up because Teresa Ford, I love what you're saying here. Teresa Ford says, I do a meditation where healing light settles under stale energy and it lifts off, becoming and becomes small worms
Mm.
that angel birds fly to, source to become new manifestations. Samsies, you call them. Samsies. I love that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that kind of thing. That's what we do, Teresa.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you call in the birds to help you, Teresa.
Yeah,
They definitely do bring messages from the heavens to earth. So, of course, they would take care of all that. That's amazing.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Um, so, hi, Annie. Welcome, everybody that's coming in. I do feel like we're starting to remember. And I know a lot of people here, all of you have been on your path. And and this is going to happen. Like we're going to start remembering who we are and what we know. And you might open up a book or you might start taking a course and you'll realize that you already have it. You already know what's going on. You know the end of the story or you know the way of the story. So way showers, right? Yeah. So I love that. I think that's amazing. Amazing.
The light
And
workers.
yeah. Yeah. Annie Bear loves your necklace, Brenda.
Thank you, Annie.
Yeah, an aha moment, right, Deanne? Yeah, definitely an aha moment. So, well, we have a few questions here. Do you want to get started on those?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that. Let's see here. Deanne has a dream. I had a dream I was drowning in the ocean when 3 killer whales came up underneath me, taking turns pushing me up out of the water. They were beautiful swimming around me. What was that?
Oh, that's beautiful. That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
I love that there were 3.
They saved you from drowning. Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to use my new cards, you guys. My daughter went to a psychic fair, and this artist was there, and she does these cards, and they're just so beautiful. Um, anyway, they're shadow cards, and I feel like a lot of the work that we're doing is we're working on our shadows and getting rid of that as we go into 5D. But also today, in honor of 9/11, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the shadow too. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, Deanne, the first thing I got was the Page of Wands. And Spirit's telling you that you can hold your head up high and be proud because you are courageous and beautiful. And those whales were saving you from drowning because they see the beauty in you. And we've got the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is telling you to take charge of your life, like the King of Wands does. He takes charge of his life. And then determination. Keep working on that determination, pushing forward, staying on your path, being more determined. going forward and going forward. And then I also pulled the shamanic card for you from, let's see, where's my picture of that? From this deck. Whoops, I hit my computer. The Mystical Shaman Oracle. They're so beautiful. But I couldn't afford to buy the big normal cards, and I had to get the little pocket kind. So the little book I have to look in is kind of small for me. But Deanna, you got the Sweat Lodge card. And I do have to open the book and look to see what it says, but we know what a Sweat Lodge is, of course. Let me see, number 54, 54, 55, 54. Okay. Okay, it says this is a time to journey inward into the dark and hidden places of your soul to reconnect with ancient earth wisdom. Well, the whales are definitely part of earth, aren't they? You can also create a sacred and intimate space in the dark by lighting a candle. Observe what emerges without judging it and invite it to bring you gifts. And they're saying that you are being offered an opportunity to shed and heal from the aspects of your life that you have overgrown. So I love the shaman cards.
Those are beautiful. I love that. Teresa Ford's asking you, Deanne, when this dream on the night of the 7th, I had a dream of being in the ocean and then something unknown took me to the shore. Interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys are all so connected.
I know, right? Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, warrior girl, welcome. Glad to have you here. Okay. So I really feel like there's a tie there to your guides as well with these whales. And you know that Sirius B, that blue light is coming in right now. And that has a lot to do with that water energy, the ocean energy. And I'm gonna be pulling from these shadow cards. So I love these. You know, sometimes when we feel like we're drowning, we feel like we have an emptiness inside us, like there's a hole there in your heart. But really, the hole is for the light to shine through. Oh, and Deanne saying, "Wow, Brenda, great message. I have to write it down. I've been wanting to go to a sweat lodge." That's
good.
amazing. Yeah. So don't forget about your expectations. And sometimes we have intentions and sometimes we have expectations that can kind of guilt ourselves or shame ourselves. So just remember which ones are in the light and which ones are holding you back. I really love that card. And some of them, like some of our expectations, we tell ourselves, well, that's silly. That's not true. Or you can't do that. You can't do this. But I really feel like what you're getting into is miracles. So know that you can do whatever you want to do, Deanne. And I feel like it's like you're always going to have those whales around you or those guides around you that are going to help you. So just remembering that you can always get to the top. So.
I have an angel card for Deanne also. I have this old Doreen Virtue deck that instead of spades. Do you have it?
Yes, that's the one I'm pulling from. That one or another one?
A little different. The back looks like this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I know those. Yeah.
Archangel tarot cards.
Yeah.
So this card I pulled for you, the 10 of Michael, says that the situation is ended and you're finally free. New opportunities and happiness will follow. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So you guys probably know about Doreen, and she made beautiful cards, beautiful books, and then she married someone and became more secular. She got into Christianity, a certain religion. I don't know if it's evangelical or what, but she kind of denounced her mysticism at that point. But I think her cards stand the test of time.
They do.
And I kind of like that intrigue about her almost that, this is something, that was her path for a while. She's on a different path, but it's okay. Yeah, it's just amazing. Hey, Paul, got you starred. Welcome, welcome. Okay, next. Okay, Ness. Question. Outcome of my writing project on me and my life. I feel discouraged today, thinking maybe all of this is stupid and self-indulgent.
Oh, Ness.
Oh, this is well. I hope you listened to the reading on Deanne because that's all about that. Like we're never drowning. We're always okay. Go ahead.
Ness, you are beautiful.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
going
well,
to lift
thank
you up
you.
here today.
Yep.
We don't want you to be discouraged. You know in your heart it's not stupid and self indulgent. You're just having one of those days. Oh. So let me pull one of the Oracle of the Roses cards for you because these beautiful cards tell us something about ourselves. So let's see what the divine wants you to know about yourself right now. It's morning where I'm at. So for some of you, it's afternoon or evening, but a beautiful roses card for our dear friend Ness. Ness, you are the innovator. Spirit is telling you that you can trust yourself to start new things and do new projects. And you are an innovator. And you're so intelligent. Innovators are intelligent. And they're wanting you to know that today. And have a lot of faith in yourself because Spirit does. And I'm just going to pull a few tarot cards for you. Just a second. A few tarot cards for this. 3 cards for our dear friend Ness. Okay, you got the Ace of Cups, new beginnings, and your emotions. You are overflowing. Spirit's giving you the gift of overflowing love and nourishment. So Spirit's telling you that we're here loving you and you're good. And then there's the Awakening card. This says to do some reflections on yourself. So inner reflection so that you can grow. We're all being woken up. And then this is showing that you are going to be so content and pleased that you don't need anything else. But this card also says that before you move on to something else, just rest here for a while and be content before you take the next step. So that's a little advice from the divine.
I love that. She says that this is a new project, which is why doubt is louder.
Okay,
And and I love that you brought in what was that? The Ace of Wands,
cups.
Ace of Cups. Yeah,
Mhm.
and new beginnings. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
new beginnings.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Gotcha, Gray. Okay, so I love that you're doing something new with that. Um, and I'm kind of drawn back to that first card that I drew earlier for Deanne, that person that's meditating, but they have the hole in their heart, and it's like the light's coming in because you're doubting yourself or whatever. You think it's not there, but what it is truly the light. So don't forget about balance. And I love this. I can't remember what this is called, this um, one, but I can do it for like 5 seconds, you guys, and then I fall over. I can do it for 5 minutes if I'm up against a wall and not even touching the wall. Anyway, moving on. This is about you. So balance. Are you balancing this nest with fun, with joy? And are you drinking? Are you eating properly for yourself? Are you getting enough hydration? Um, um, and boundaries. So I kind of love that card. These are shadow cards. Um, and this says, get the F away from me. So make sure that you've got boundaries. And this might be boundaries about your previous balance and boundaries are hand in hand. Definitely. Definitely. That might have something to do with the other project that you were working on. But I do feel like what you're doing is going to give you freedom and joy. So this is going to give you something to play with. Just remember to get that balance in. And something about study. So I love that this is a new project that you're doing. So something new you're bringing in. Yeah. Yeah. Balance and boundaries. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Ness says, yes, that's what I'm doing. All this is for freedom. Amen. I love that because
Yay.
I love that card because they are, look at all the angels dancing around her.
Wow, love it.
Yeah. And she's having a blast. I love that. Deanne says, I couldn't do a downward dog now if I tried, let alone try to one leg
Oh,
to
no,
bed.
no more downward dogs.
I did downward dog last
You ready?
Thursday. I did. I did. I went to a hot yoga class
Oh,
and
you're brave.
oh, well, it wasn't pretty, but I did it. I'll tell you what. And I did do it next to I have to do yoga now standing next to a wall just to feel the energy of the wall. I don't always have to touch the wall,
Oh,
but know that it's there.
oh,
Um, okay, let's get Sonia in for this one because the last couple of shows you've come in late. Sonia and I, for one reason or another, we haven't been able to get your question in. And she just got back from the doctor. I was concerned. So much has been happening. It was the best news. So blessed and grateful.
the best news.
Yay.
Wonderful.
Sonia, I'm so happy for you with that. I'm not going to pull you shadow cards. Though I am enjoying these cards.
I love your cards.
Oh, thanks. Right, Deanne? I need yoga in my life again, too. And listen, the other people that were in that class were like all 20 to 30, maybe 40 years younger than me. They were
Oh,
young. Yeah, I was by far the oldest.
mm.
Dolly, you're happy if you can stand up in the morning. Amen to that, right? I
The
love
last
standing
time I got
up.
down on the floor, I had to call for help to come pick me up. I don't get down on the floor anymore.
Judy, you dance a lot. That's my favorite, dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yoga does help. I usually do yoga with a group of women, and I'm not the oldest and I'm not the youngest, but we're all, pretty close. And about a year ago, I quit that group because, well, I was just too busy, I thought. But anyway, that's another story. You go ahead.
Well, good for you for going back. Heavenly Blessed Honey, I'm going to pull one of the cards from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baring Reed.
Yeah.
They're beautiful artwork on these cards, and those people who make these cards are inspired by the divine to do them, and Spirit just loves to work with them. So let's see which one of these beautiful cards is for our dear friend Heavenly Blessed Honey to hear about at this time. Ah, I love this. The High Lady of Love and Compassion.
Oh,
So it's about reverence and kindness and consideration. That probably describes you, right? Reverence,
mhm.
kindness, and consideration. So they're recognizing those qualities in you, giving you a heads up that they know what you're all about. And let's just pull a few tarot cards. I've got so many cards here, but I don't want to take time to get something from all of them. So I'm kind of having to decide which one do I want to use now. But I always have to get the tarot cards out usually because I just love the tarot cards. They're the basis.
Yeah. Yeah, she says, thank you all. He had me go in for an ultrasound. It was scary, and I was stressing my daughter with all these energies. Yeah, but you did it. Yeah. Amber says, breathe, baby. You did it, Sonia. I love that.
Yeah. So it's showing that you did have this fear. This is in the past, the fear that you did have. And now it's showing the King of Cups. The King of Cups is trustworthy and stable and mature emotionally. The cups are about emotions. So it's ending you with the mature feminine energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And I always think the Queen of Pentacles is holding an egg on her lap instead of a coin. I think it's an egg that she's taking care of and keeping warm and nourishing. And I think Spirit's telling you that now that you have this good news and you can be happy, just concentrate on taking care of yourself and loving yourself. So that's what I got.
I love that. That's beautiful. Ooh. So, Sonia, I pulled card number 13. I love this card. So this is boundaries. You know, sometimes we're flying so high we don't keep our boundaries. I think this is talking about the fear too and leaning into it. And sensitivity. So you're a very sensitive person, and sometimes when we're that sensitive, it's easy to feel the pain. It's easy to feel, what would it be like and how would other people feel about it? Because you're already leaning into how your daughter would feel about it. But control, right? We have no control. And once we give that up, I mean, that's when our light really shines. So, Lion, just amazing light for you today with these beautiful cards. I also pulled, um, I love this one, unconditional love. So I love to love and be loved. So that's you and your daughter. That's so pretty. I love that, Sonia. Yeah, you are. Um, oh, Deanne's saying it's her dream to open a wellness and holistic healing center for spiritual mind body exercise and practice. That is beautiful, Deanne.
Wonderful. I hope you get to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, got that, got that. So that one I could take down. And then Debbie, may I have a reading about the path that I am on now, please and thank you. Okay, Debbie, are you still here, dear? I think she is. There she is. She's still here. Yeah.
Hi, Debbie. I'm going to grab the shamanic deck first, pull a card from that.
Okay.
The path that I am on now. And we've got the Andean cross. I'm not familiar with the Andean cross. It's a beautiful picture. Let's see, it's number 2 in the book. Let's see what they say about the Andean cross. This announces the start to a new great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane day to day to that which has seemed beyond your grasp until now. You can allow new wisdom to guide you, and don't try to make sense of it all before you answer with a resounding yes. And then let's pull a few tarot cards for you. The path that she is on now. The path that she is on now. Okay. So, Debbie, it's showing that you have gone through challenges and that you are pushing hard and determined. That's a wonderful thing to be determined. It's recognizing that you have suffered some pain in your life and that maybe you'd like to go back to the past and remember some beautiful things. Nostalgia can be a beautiful thing. I always think this card is a hug from grandma. So you consider that you're being hugged from your grandma right now.
Aw.
And then this Four Swords. Swords are about thoughts. So this card is about retreating and taking a rest for a while. Have some quiet time and quiet down your mind. And then you are being reassured that your efforts are going to pay off in a big way. What you are investing in now will pay off for you. And
That's
that's what I got.
beautiful. Hello, Craig Dixon. How are you? He's so sweet. All right. So I'm going to take this as a group collective right here, this avoid drama, mood madness. So this is kind of hard to do right now, right? With the media, everything going on the planet. 9/11. Not that 9/11 had anything to do with drama, but be careful which energy you take on. Is it your energy, or is it taking you somewhere where you don't need to be? Um, being aware of that portal that we can go through. Do we want to go through the portal of the light or the portal of the shadow? So, because it's all energy and we can go any which way we want. But I love this. This is all about divine detours and Coyote Spirit as he comes in on his journey. And Coyote comes in really strong, and they also come in with a lot of curiosity. So I think that's a beautiful path for you to be on, Debbie. And I think that's a really strong path. Also, dolphin spirit. So this and that are true. But I love this dolphin energy coming in the blue light because Deanne had that too with her dream. So just recognizing the fun that you have and the joy that you have, jumping out of the water, just give yourself that joy of a little kid or a dolphin, being able to find what you want and take what you want and avoid the drama. Um, and I think if we are acting out of joy in our hearts, it does release some of that drama. All right. Thank you. Okay. Got that. Now, Judy, the beautiful Judy, is there a message Spirit wants me to know that I keep missing? Oh, amen to that, Judy. I'll go into that one too. Um, that's the problem with the message that you're missing is they always kind of hit you over the head with it, don't they? So, yeah, whether it's, I think it was a really good thing for me in a weird respect, getting COVID when I came back from England this year. It wasn't a serious case of it by any means, but it was a reset because I thought I'm coming back. I got to get right back on the channel. I've got to do these things, but I wanted to make changes to the channel. Yeah, a head bang, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you, Warrior Girl. Warrior Girl's putting your channel up there. Yeah, please like and subscribe to Brenda's channel. She does beautiful readings there all the time, you guys.
Oh, thanks, you guys. You're nice to me.
Oh, Deanne, no drama, but you can create some. Good on you.
We all can. Well, I pulled 5 tarot cards for you, Judy. And the first one we've got is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is a state of being content right now with what you have. Um, Before we can move on to something new, we often have to do some inner reflection first before we move ahead. And it's showing you going on a new adventure, Judy, the Fool. There's a new goal that you might want to reach that they're talking about, and leading to completion and success. Starting, that also goes along with the Fool, going on a new journey. And this is completion and starting again. And it's talking about your awakening. This is a judgment card, and those are dead people who get Angel Gabriel is waking up. But this isn't always about that. It's also about not just judgment, but awakening. Because we know that Source doesn't have judgment for us, there's only love. So we're talking about your awakening. You're going to have triumph and success. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is success with your friends and family. And that's the message in the tarot cards. But I did pull a shaman card for you. And we have the Sacrifice. And I have to open up the book. I don't have these memorized.
Okay.
I haven't had these shaman cards for very long.
They're beautiful cards, really pretty.
They are. I haven't seen all of them yet. So let's see what the Sacrifice is saying. The Sacrifice asks that you offer to Spirit that which is most precious to you, and your offer will be sanctified and returned tenfold. You will be elevated to the altar at which you have been praying, and meet the divine at the table with the heavenly feast. You are a welcome guest at this banquet. Your heart is the only worthy offering you can bring. Life has been generous in so many ways.
Wow, that's beautiful. She says she is going to St. Bart's, and she's remodeling her house.
Okay.
And she will take that. I love that. Yeah, that's beautiful. So I pulled Metamorphosis. You're just going through a lot of changes right now. Sometimes we feel like we're missing things, or we feel like we're not getting things. But what we're doing is we're in the middle of a change that we are acclimating. And, you'll get a lot of downloads, and it'll just be like boom, boom, boom. And you kind of get used to that ascension. And then when you've got a day or two where you're not getting them, and you're acclimating, your body's acclimating, your mind's acclimating, and you're in the process of metamorphosis. It's like you think that something's wrong, but it's not. This is you opening up. This is the light shining through you. I feel like you're going through a big awakening, and I love that heart chakra, the high heart chakra, is the start of that. So that's beautiful, Judy. I love that. Yeah, inner work. You think you're closer. Yeah, and you're in a great meditation. I love that. Beautiful, honey. All right. And we've got, let's see, we've got a few more and about 5 minutes left. So maybe we can pull one card on the rest of them if we can, if that'll help.
Okay.
So we can get a few people out. Sandra, healing light and love, abundant blessings, angel team, everyone, everywhere. Oh, Sandra, that is so sweet. Thank you. You're beautiful. Seashell. I dreamt last night I was visiting my uncle's house with my grandmother, who had passed on. Saw a scorpion while trying to use the bathroom,
Wow.
along with walking on soiled floors.
Wow.
The bathroom is such a sacred place, I gotta say, Seashell. I have that a lot where the dreams are in the bathroom or I get downloads in the bathroom. Oh, and it goes on. So hard to be in a space where you know something is significant, but don't have the skills or answers. Beautiful. Okay. Your uncle's house with your grandmother, who has passed on. I think this was a visitation. I feel like it was a visitation for you, Seashell, having your grandmother there. That you were at your uncle's house. It's a house that's familiar, or part of your mind that's familiar, but might have to deal with the subconscious since your uncle is a man. Um, you know, I feel like the scorpions are like those little worms that Brenda was talking about earlier. And it's kind of like the scorpions are like little things that can nag you. And if they bite you, they can get to be a big thing. But as you're releasing, because you're in the bathroom.
Oh,
But so and that's I think where we're all at right now. Trying to get rid of the old gunk but all the new gunk is coming in. Oh, she says, from what you know, he is still alive but suffers from addiction, her uncle. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that unknown there too. And the unknown can be quite scary. And especially if you listen to the news or even other intuitives and you listen to 3 Days of Darkness or something like that. These can be scary times. So just knowing when you release that stuff that you can let it go.
yeah, I think Terry's right because in our dreams, everyone in our dream, I've been told, is us. And I think that usually works out to be true, that some part of us. And a house is about your life. So your dream was showing you your family, um, that your family, is greatly involved in your life. And there's things that you could go back about then and revisit that. And like Terry said, the scorpions are those ornery little boogers that are bothering us about it. And they're probably giving you a heads up to take some time and go into your heart and look at that and see what it is there that needs healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Seashell. It's actually a beautiful dream. And sometimes dreams are always about ourselves, but visitations are different. And I feel like this might be half and half, this dream. Half visitation, your mother's there trying to help you. And yeah, that's good, Deanne. Maybe grandma was trying to tell Seashell something about her uncle.
Yeah, the
That's good
grandmother.
too.
Hmm.
And maybe it's something about that you don't need to take care of him. So, could be that. I mean, it's all up to you, Seashell, where you give it or where you put it. Yeah, I know sometimes we think the dreams are odd and yucky, but they're not that bad, really, once you get into them and look at them. Um, you know, and sometimes I'm embarrassed by some of my dreams, but then I'm like, okay. When I do them, I'm like, okay, I got yeah, beautiful. All right, Paul, we've got 2 more, and, hello, ladies all from Pennsylvania. Any messages for me? Thank you. So let's pull a card for Paul. Oh, Deanne says check up on him. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you want to, with boundaries.
Well, Paul, I pulled one of the Mystic Forest cards for you. They just have a little something, something written on them. And this one is embodiment. And it says, now's the time to make your mark in the world. You decide what feels right to you. Embody your leadership power and create your world out of your deepest desires. That's what I got.
I love that. I got, Paul, I got my favorite angel for you, Archangel Azrael. So change and transition. So just he's recognizing the changes that you're going through and how well you're doing. Paul is doing something new every day. I mean, just amazing energy. So thank you, Azrael, for leading me safely through the change. So we are always protected. All right. And then, thanks, Paul. Gray. Hey, ladies, beautiful day. Could I have a read on the certain ceremony and elder I meet this month if I go, please? It's about direction. Hmm. Gray, are you feeling uncomfortable about this? I don't know if they're still here or not. Yeah, they're showing me coyote spirit. So, Gray, if you do go to this, go with curiosity, but you don't have to take to heart everything that they bring you. You can keep up some boundaries there. So it's about your evolution and telepathy. Listen more deeply to intuitive messages from your heart to increase your telepathy. But I feel like this might be a really interesting thing for you to go to and take what you want out of it, because I feel like you've got some consternation about it, concerns.
Mm-hmm. From the Mystical Forest deck, I pulled this card for you, Gray, that is Behold Beauty. And this is about our thoughts, that our thoughts create our reality. This is partly what this is about. So if we behold beauty, if we see the glass half full, that kind of thing, when you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised if that's so. Self-fulfilling prophecies, fortunately, work both ways. So that was the card I got.
I love that. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And please, please, please go to Brenda's channel. And thank you, everybody, mods and chatters, for being here. And thank you so much, everybody, for putting up Brenda's channel on here. And she does private readings, and she's amazing. So please go to her channel.
I have a website.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something new that just came up, Gray, the idea about that. Yeah. I kind of feel it's a blind new thing. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah, go and be intuitive about it. Take what you want out of it. I feel like you're going to like it more than you think once you get there.
Nice.
Read into it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
For Shamanic Journeys on my website, BrendaTImaginewith.me. And there's a calendar at the bottom of the page. You can go there and pick your date and time.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And I'll be on at 1 o'clock. I have to stop and think.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, with Sally. So Sally's going to come on and show her cool entities that come to visit. All right. Have a great one. Thank you.